If you look at my career, it will look like a pre-planned accident.
Pre-planned accident.
My career trajectory is also very unconventional because being a product manager is like being a teacher in a kindergarten. So every kid is built different.
One user might not have the same problem as other. So as a PM, what you have to do is you have to address both of their problems, right? And how you can bring it into a feature.
Yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Gooby Geeks podcast. This episode includes two product managers, Sushil and Ashwin, discussing about their experiences in the product management field and product management field as a whole. Let's get into the episode and see what they have to say. Ashwin, why don't you tell us about your journey of becoming a product manager? How did you, end up becoming a product manager in the first place?
So the way I took is a very unconventional method, route per se. So I did my graduation in commerce, and then I did finance for a bit. Later I worked in sales and then in tech support. And then I decided to upskill into product management. So I took sort of a career break and I did a online program in a tech. And now here I am as a product manager at Gooby.
Okay, so as I heard, there were like multiple, like you said, finance, you said, sales. So what happened there? Like what decided that, yes, product management is the thing that I want to do for the rest of your life, maybe, yeah.
So there is this saying which percepts to product management is that all your previous skill set can be transitioned into what a product manager does in their everyday basis, right? So I actually did not. I am sort of an accidental PM in a way because I wanted to do strategy. So that I thought that lacked a bit of tech flavor because strategy was more into finance and less into tech, right? So this was a culmination of everything what I wanted, product management, and the more I researched about it, the more I wanted to do it, and that's how I ended up doing it.
Okay, so when you said like accidental product manager, like when did that journey of a product manager start? Like how did you get inside that?
Not that long ago. I started all in 23 Feb, to be frank. That is when I took a break from my previous role because I wanted to do different things. And I was researching a lot about how to become a product manager. So there was no set route actually there was no roadmap per se. So that's when I got into an edtech and enrolled in the program, and here I am working in an edtech.
Right. So Sushil, is that his way of accidental road taken towards product management? Is that the same for you, or did you always have passion towards product management and you became a product manager today?
Like if you look at my career, it will look like a pre-planned accident.
Pre-planned accident.
My career trajectory is also very unconventional because I took engineering, then I dropped out of engineering. Then I started my event management agency. Then I again went back to college to pursue Bachelor of Computer Applications. Then my first job was Machine Learning Associate. After that, user researcher, product analyst. Then I was a founder for a company. Then I sold selling micro SaaS solutions. Then I ended up with product management. So if I look back, I didn't do anything to end up with a product management job. But we look back, it will look like a pre-planned one.
Pre-planned one. Okay, so looking at it.
But all these years, the one common thing I had was like observing people and coming up with solutions to their problem. Because for example, I have like 8 to 10 side projects. Yeah. So I learned product management by doing those side projects. So I learned how to build a product, how to scale it, launch it, marketing, everything. Doing side projects helped me. So I learned product management the hard way, which is practical studies. So I did it. I went into the field. That's how I learned product management.
You've been doing so many things before ending up as a product manager, right? So how did you decide that, okay, this is it, and I am going to be a product manager for maybe rest of my life? So how did you come to that decision?
No, like product management is not my destination. Like it is just a path for another thing. Okay. And also like product management is, for example, whatever the things, for example, if you are aspiring to become a product manager, and whatever the things you learn from a blog or podcast or videos, that will help you only until your interview for a product manager.
Sure.
Once you become the product manager, those things will give you a different meaning. So your perspective on the same blog will differ before and after becoming a product manager.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're talking about all of these things will help you to get near the interview as a product manager and how it is becoming and everything. What actually is product management?
Product management is like a strategic process of building products, scaling it, ideating, brainstorming, and all. But to give in simple terms, being a product manager is like being a teacher in a kindergarten. So every kid is built different. Someone cries, someone laughs, someone be mischievous, someone be obedient. But as a teacher, it is your job to understand them, and you have to come up with a solution personally for every student. Then only you can help them to accomplish what they want with your kindergarten's vision and all. So sometimes it will happen. You have to come up with a mock, clean it, and continue the class. Then only you can add other set of students the next year. So that's how you can keep your school successful. So same applies to product manager also.
Okay, so is that the same for you? Are all the products your children? Is that how you look at it?
What he said is very true, because one user might not have the same problem as the other. So as a PM, what you have to do is you have to address both of their problems, right? And how you can bring it into a feature. So that is something which is very challenging for us, and also that's the hustle. So I enjoy it.
Okay, so while you are enjoying your hustles and how you're managing your children, the products, right? So who do you think can become a product manager? Can anybody be a product manager? You think so?
I mean, yeah, I've known people from the most trivial of backgrounds who's become a product manager. I know someone who studied dentistry and become a product manager. There's a mathematician who's become a product manager. And there's me who's become from like sales, tech support, and studied finance, now a product manager. So it's not what you study, it's not what the degree you have. I mean, the technical route is to have a CS degree and maybe an MBA. But that wall is sort of being broken these days. So it's all about the skill set, and being the voice of the customer is what matters.
Okay, so are you also an advocate of anybody who has the skill can become a product manager?
Yes, definitely, because product management is the most democratized role or domain in IT industry, because anybody can become a product manager. If you are a developer, you can become a good technical product manager. If you are social media, you know how to handle people. If you are from customer support, you will be always with a high customer empathy. So anybody can become a product manager. But the thing is, you should be constantly focus on learning something new every day, and you also have to practice unlearning everything, unlearning everything every day. So that's how you can end up with product management. So there is no right skill set or right path to become a product manager. Whatever the skills you have, you just have to build other skills around it, then you can become.
So that brings to my next question actually. What would be, as a product manager right now, what are the skill sets that has to be developed while you are a product manager?
There are a lot of skills actually, but it depends on the company and the problem that you are solving. So that is very important, because for example, if you are coming from an e-commerce, you would have handled a lot of end users like who want different products like cosmetics or whatever the things. But we are coming into edutech, it is very different from e-commerce. The core will be same, but the problem you are dealing is completely different from what you did.
Right. So while you're talking about skill sets and other things, right, what is something that you both have developed while you are as a product manager, existing as a product manager, or working as a product manager, you would say?
So number one is communication. There's no communication or bread and butter as a product manager. You have to address the problem of the user as well as the problems you deal with your internal staff, like the design, the development, everyone. Close next comes the prioritization, because there are multiple teams with multiple features requests which they come to us. You will have to address the bandwidth of what your dev team has as well as what the design team has, and then prioritize accordingly. And then, of course, there are the general skill sets which product managers should possess, which are like market research and understanding what user problems are, right? So these are a few, to name a few.
Okay, so is that the same set of skills that you would also prefer to have even in a fresher who's becoming a product manager?
Right now, a lot of freshers think like product management is like a heroic role at all. But for fresher, what I would suggest is become a specialist on something, because in early stages of career, especially in product management, it would look something heroic, right? But it is not like that, because when you grow in the career, people who will look into what you are specialized. What's the one thing you are specialized with? So that's how you can become a specialized product manager or something. Like for example, technical product management, you have to be specialized in developing and programming and all. So for people who are freshers or coming into product management, even if you are aspiring to become a APM, specialize some skill, then you can become a product manager.
Okay, so while you are talking about, how it's not heroic to be a product manager, I would ask you, what are the different kinds of roles in product management that would actually, make you a hero?
Actually, product management is generally like a generalist job. So every day you will playing different roles: user research, customer support, brand ambassador. Lot of roles you will be playing, but the responsibilities only will change. So when you ask what makes heroic, I think every role is like plays the main character. But for a product management, he or she has the ability to bring all of the teams, whole company under one vision or one priority. So that's what makes product managers to look like an heroic figure for the whole company.
Okay. Do you think the same, and what would be the different roles in product management, you would say?
Sushil spoke very well internally. So in the most of the companies, right, externally, the FAANG companies of the world, Facebook, Meta, and everyone, right? So they have specific roles for each and every domain. So you'll find a marketing product manager, you'll find a design PM, you'll find a tech PM, you'll find product managers of all sorts. Each of their roles and their backgrounds might vary, right? So that is how the different roles are set up in a PM.
Okay. When you spoke about product management as a whole, you did say that bringing all of the teams together, right? So when you're binding all of them together, what would it look like for a product manager, the daily routine? How would it look like?
Yeah, so let's take the example of maybe ideating a new feature. So what happens is the senior teams come to the PMs and they say, hey, this is the requirement we have right now. So it starts with market research and ideation. So I'll go around and see what the competitors are doing and how the market is at the moment. And then I take that idea and validate it again with the top manager and the fellow product managers. And once that is done, what we do is we create a mock-up UIs and everything. And then we craft a PRD. PRD is what? It's the Bible of product managers. It's the product requirements document. So a PRD, when read by any person or member in your organization, should understand that this is what we're going to build, right? So that is the essence of a PRD. Once that is done, we move to the design team, ask them for a mock-up of the UI, how it looks like. Then once the mock-up is done and that gets validated, we come up with a fresh UI and then we ship it to dev and it becomes a feature.
Okay, so when he said PRD, that it's a Bible, right? What would be the elements that is needed for a product manager to understand the product entirely and build everyone together and around it?
To put it in a philosophical way, there is this thing called a chief whole officer. So this term is coined by Zapier co-founder Mike Knoop. So I take it as chief gap officer. What it does mean by the product manager is the only role which has the ability to look into the holes and gaps between the customer and the company, customer expectations and company's vision, between sales team and design, between development team and marketing. So the core role or core responsibility of the product manager is to look into those gaps or look into those holes and come up with a solution. It might be a new feature, a new automation, new process or whatever. So but this is the core responsibility of a product manager.
Okay, superb. Hope you enjoyed this episode where we discussed so much about product management. And in coming episodes, we will be diving deep into product management and Ashwin and Sushil's experiences. Make sure you're subscribing and following Gooby Geeks podcast. We are also on Spotify.